What's up, guys, and welcome back to Rougefx. Today we're going to be going over GBPUSD. As you can see, our take profit just hit. Our alert had just been obviously triggered. Today is Monday. We are trading early New York session. We locked in a few decent amount of pips. Honestly, for this early morning, we did very well. If I were to break this chart down, I'm actually gonna thin these out so I could actually communicate without any kind of distraction. But if I were to break down this analysis, it would be in a bit of a minimalistic way, and it's also just reiterating or emphasizing the importance of having a probabilistic mindset. Obviously taking your mind off of money, off of profit, and putting it on, as how much percentage you're making. And of course, understanding where price is most likely to head towards, right? As well as, range cycles, as well as locating liquidity. Before I go ahead and break this chart down, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, because we do post consistently. Ring that post notification bell to stay updated on all our videos. Early access to the subscription-based membership is now available. The link would be down in the description below. I am only taking on 10 mentees. I've decided to, limit who I'm going to take on only because the egos within this industry, 1. 2, it's the workload. I'm gonna be honest, it might be the workload. I have a lot going on, and I'd rather lead 10 individuals to profitability than, 0, or be overfilled, and then at that point, obviously, I can't get what I need to get done, as well as take time to teach, schedule Zoom calls, as well as one-on-ones for each individual looking to be a rogue mentee. Without further ado, let's get started. Right. So I'm gonna go out to the 4 hours so y'all can understand where I'm coming from as far as looking at the charts. I like to emphasize naked charts so you can understand pretty much where I was kind of viewing price from, like, I got my point of view, if that makes sense. As you can see, price started up here. It only took 2 4-hour candles to reach its overall take profit, right? As you can see, looking towards the left, you can definitely tell that something's happening, something that's fairly important, fairly significant, if I may. Price has built up buy-side liquidity along this range. Obviously, this is going to be maybe on the lower time frame. This is going to be a liquidity pool. This is price going into an accumulation. As you can see, price stops out of nowhere, right? Even if it, breaks structure towards the left, or in this case, probably not. However, you can think of it as, okay, so it's a mitigation. Price retest, creates what seems to be, or presumably to be, a weak high. Because did this high take out this overall high to the left? Of course not. So what's the only thing left for price to do? Continue lower. At this point, price kind of just stalled out, right? Inevitably creating or building liquidity, which would happen to be what? Equal highs to a certain extent. Price runs equal highs. If you were patient enough to wait for your rejection block to close, right? Bullish rejection block to close. At that point, you can definitely anticipate this right shoulder. You can definitely anticipate this confirmation candle, which is presumably where I took my first entry. And as you can see, if you look towards the left, we have a price imbalance, right? So price obviously created a price action inefficiency. As you can see, price left what seemed, or presumably would seem like it looks like it filled in, right? Price obviously provided inefficiency, left a gap, and obviously took it out with this inducement. However, what makes this liquidity, or quote unquote inducement, is we have 2 lows to the left, which makes this a what? It makes it a 3 candle formation. So it makes it liquidity. So of course, if price is going to run and continue leaving behind liquidity, price would have to eventually come back and rebalance that price action. Not only does it need to fill it in, but at this point, price is basically breaking structure, right? If you can just look at the crosshair of this 3 candle formation, whether that be right here or right here, use your imagination, honestly. The crosshair definitely broke or provided at least a choke or change of character. So price shifted momentum. At this point, it was all about consolidation. Price manipulated towards the highs, reversed, created confirmation. At that point, if we go to the 1 hour, you can definitely see how price was able to sink, right? And as you know, we already know um, where our liquidity is located. We know where our point of interest is essentially coming from, right? As well as where price is going to be targeting, right? So obviously, we have yet another three counter formation, 1, 2, 3. That leaves at least for price to come down to these equal lows, right? It's just probabilities, right? Is price more probable to continue higher while already establishing a high? Is price more probable to hold this low? Say whoever thought this was an inducement took this long, continued higher. As you can see, we have a whole bearish engulfing before that. It's a whole bearish candlestick before that. That's bearish momentum. That is again insinuating bearish intention. And as you can see, our take profit was overall hit. I'm going to turn back on the drawings so y'all can understand kind of where I came from. As you can see, going to the 30-minute, price definitely is showing its hand a bit more or a bit closer, right? If we're playing poker, price is definitely giving its intention by establishing liquidity. We have a POY to the left of that. We have what seems to be a trend line. So for this second entry, understand that price actually provided a price action inefficiency and had to rebalance that price. Price obviously provided internal range liquidity, which happened to be what? This bearish rejection block, as well as this unmitigated, and I'm gonna just flip this real quick, as well as this unmitigated wick for a POI in order to continue down towards the lows. I wouldn't be surprised if price were to reverse at this point, whether that be towards the 50, whether that be towards this week high, whether that be towards 100% of this overall range. Why? Because it's more probable to do that. Why is it more probable to do that? Because as you can see towards the left, we already took out internal range liquidity. We already established our POY, which would be obviously unmitigated wick. So at this point, it would be safe for us to call it a day, for us to slow it down and understand that we are very much grateful for what we have received within the markets. And this is practicing accountability. This is practicing discipline. This is practicing a certain approach, understanding or comprehending that this is a business, not necessarily a hobby, which it can be a hobby, but obviously you need to have play money for that. And of course, not many people are in that position right now. So obviously you have to work your way up there. As you can see down here, I did label out this slanted low as well as this weak low. So at this point, as this weak low was established, I did understand, right? So I did understand that price was definitely going to continue towards the lows. I took it right here because I saw internal range liquidity towards the left. However, price printed out that it would obviously continue higher, and that's why we established our overall price rebalancing as far as support and resistance lines and understanding where price liquidity is located, because there is liquidity above here, as you can see. Not necessarily to the extent that's very much, I could definitely go to the 5-minute, but I feel like the 15-minute is definitely enough. Price used this bullish rejection block as an inducement, or in this case, for real, because I really don't think it, broke structure or anything. If anything, it just used it as a POI and pretty much mitigated, as well as, providing a confirmation entry as well, which I was here for this. It's just, I don't know, I dropped the ball. I was really supposed to get that trade as well, but it's okay. You got to understand that you're not going to get them all, and just to be grateful for what you have and what you are able to achieve within these markets, because not a lot of people are achieving very much in these markets. I do appreciate every one of you for tuning in. Before you go ahead and head out, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because it is free and it only means you get to check out our latest video, as well as hit that post notification bell. Stay updated on all our videos. I do appreciate every one of y'all for tuning in. I appreciate all potential mentees, all future mentees, all future profitable traders. I do appreciate the love and support on the daily, weekly basis. Right now, I'm actually getting plenty of hate just by investing in myself. It's crazy. It's crazy when you start doing for you how people kind of react towards it. But we're not going to give that any of that attention. We're actually going to focus on the positives, everything that's going well in our lives, you know, from family to friends to, you know, YouTube to businesses to, you know, business clients to um, kinship, if anything. Um, with, you know, the community about to grow immensely, because like I said, this is the way. This is trading. You know, everything that everybody else is doing, I don't it's not worth any much value if, you know, you got to trade your time for, you know, not really much, right? They give value, you know. It's all either market structure, pattern recognition, this, that, and the third. However, I truly believe that this is the most simplistic way to trade Forex. And I believe that with practice, dedication, obviously sheer effort, patience, and definitely passion, it's available for anyone and everyone. And I want to show y'all the way. This is very much possible. How do I know? Because I'm doing it, right? I'm living proof, if that makes sense. So definitely check back for the next video. Until next time on Jody FX, y'all have a wonderful morning.